Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to go over JASMY. I'm going to try to making it as short and sweet as possible. So heading over to our weekly time frame, JASMY is trading at 0.02659. We can see that JASMY here is coming down to our 23% of our Fibonacci. To be honest with you, this is a huge, deeper correction than I anticipated. I honestly thought we were going to kind of stop around the 38% of our Fibonacci. We found so much support, at least approximately 5 weeks of support in this area. And I thought that the price was going to rebound here and find a nice rally up. But overall, if we take a look on the monthly time frame, the price is still found above our 20 moving average. Yes, we're kind of in this heavy sell zone, but again, we are still in an uptrend in terms of JASMY on the monthly scale. If we take a look at the RSI, a cross below our signal line could possibly show us some danger here, but we did kind of see that back in October where the price itself, or the RSI, came close to the signal line, rebound from it, and then that's kind of where we saw that high uptick in terms of JASMY. And of course, again, the MACD indicator, it's still in the bullish momentum with just a little selling off or cooling off period here. So heading back to that weekly time frame, we do see some bearish signals on our chart itself. We do see the RSI at 43%, again, neutral momentum. We do want to see ideally it come up to 50-55% to see that the bullish rally, or if there are any bulls out there. In terms of the MACD indicator, still kind of in the bearish sentiment, but let's take a quick look in terms of how JASMY is performing. On the market cap here, we are down 2.72% so far, and then 24-hour volume, we're down 36%. So again, we may see some price itself fluctuating as the volume itself is not quite there. We do need ideally to push above the 20 moving average at 0.028 if we are going to see any recovery coming up to the 38%. And those are two areas of resistance. Again, with the area of support here, we're looking at 23% of our Fibonacci, 0.025. If we're unable to hold that, then our next area is going to be the 50 moving average, roughly just closer to 0.023. So these areas are key areas of support here. And I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm just going to pull out our fixed range volume profile. This kind of shows us that support and that supply and demand, especially at volumes at dollar amounts. Yes, it's easy to see volumes in terms of the time frame, but this shows us in terms of the dollar amount. So as the price itself back in February 19th was kind of consolidating sideways, we do see this temporary pause until this uptrend, another temporary pause until this uptrend. So a lot of heavy volume was around the 0.020 amount. So if the price does come down, that's kind of where we see these clusters, and possibly that may be an area where we see that uptick in volume and the price as well. So we may see a rebound if the price does come down to that 2 cents. Heading over to the daily time frame here, again, we're seeing a little bit more refined, especially in terms of our candlesticks. A lot of selling pressure. We do see that death cross happening in the moving averages, crossing below our 50 moving averages. We see an expansion of these Bollinger Bands, so higher volume whenever we see the Bollinger Bands kind of expand out. So price is most likely going to rebound closer down here. Again, if I were to show you guys the fixed volume, we're most likely going to see it around that 2 cents area. If I can drag it properly, around that 2 cents area is going to be it. So normally when it comes to volume profiles, these clusters that generated a lot of volume, they act as areas of support and resistance. Whenever a price moves away from a previous cluster, the price always kind of rebounds to the next area. So if the price does not hold on that 23% of our Fibonacci found on the weekly time frame, again, the price is going to gravitate either in an uptrend or downtrend. And because we're in this downtrend, price may gravitate towards that 2 cents before we're able to see any rebounds. If we take a look at a few of our indicators here, the RSI is at 32%, still not oversold here for JASMY. Again, we have seen some rebounds around the 30, 33, 32 price point, but if we kind of pinpoint where that price was found here. We can see this high wick closer to that 23%. So again, we may see that rebound here depending on the volume. And as we know, the volume's down 36%. So unless we see an uptick in volume on a positive side and bigger, greener candles coming up to retest the 20 moving average, then we can be in a pullback scenario. But that will be the immediate resistance that we may be rejected at, is around the 3 cents area. Going into areas of support here, again, I don't want to say just the 2 cents because that's a huge outreach here. I want to say maybe closer to the bottom of this Bollinger Band at 0.024 as our immediate support. We've seen a lot of resistance area around here and a lot of supporting areas around this price as well. So that's our immediate support on the daily time frame. Going into immediate short term for 4 hours, again, we're seeing that expansion of the Bollinger Bands. We're seeing some higher volatility, meaning that price is going to move faster here. We may see the price kind of pull down closer to the bottom of the Bollinger Bands around 0.022 price points. We've seen multiple rejections here in terms of the moving averages. So rejection, rejection, another retest of the rejection. So price is kind of going in this downwards channel here, always being rejected at the 20 moving average. Keep in mind too, we may be oversold here. We may see a deeper correction coming down before we're able to see that upwards pullback. So be prepared to see if price do drop around 0.022 until we're able to see a rebound or a nice bounce there. We do ideally need to see some weakness in terms of the sellers. So here, if we see this downwards pullback, we saw a bullish reversal candlestick here, and then weakening smaller bodies at the very top here. So that kind of shows that indecision. People are taking advantage of these quick dips in JASMY as we're seeing here. Now, the MACD indicator here is still very bearish. So again, I wouldn't consider, or me, myself, in my personal opinion, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but because we're in a bearish trend, for me, I wouldn't want to try to predict if the breakout may occur, if we're going to retest a resistance here. Normally, how many times we do break or retest a resistance, we will break it. But in this downwards trend, anything can happen. We could dip closer to that 0.022 level until we see that support, or again, 0.0200 is kind of where we saw that cluster on the daily time frame. But let me know what you guys think down below, where you think JASMY is ultimately going to hold here before we see this bounce here. I'm sure that Juicy, my cat, would appreciate if you guys did say something, but you guys are already showing all of the love. I can't thank you guys enough of the support that you are showing me. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you guys so much for sharing as well. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.